Wednesday morning. Facebook is a place to stay connected with your friends. Now it looks like the site could also be an indicator of what type of worker you are.
And teenagers think they know everything, but with this, they can use a little help. An expert is in with advice for parents to help their teens through the dating years next.
Good Day Sacramento can be heard in Spanish by tuning to your SAP channel on your remote control. It is brought to you 7 days a week, and it is courtesy of Wells Fargo.
Speaking of which, National Margarita Day. I'm going to be doing my radio show now on 100.5 live from Chevy's on the river.
And you're not going to be alone either.
At 3 o'clock.
Your boy's going to be right there.
All right.
Causing trouble.
Tell them I sent you. They will give you everything at the regular price.
Awesome. Hey, you know, teens need help when they're learning to drive, and the same applies when they start dating as well.
Mary Ann's with an expert who can save your teen from a driving collision, a dating collision.
A dating collision. And you listen up, because has Madison started to date yet? Your lovely young daughter?
Oh, she's never going to date. We're not going to allow that.
Exactly.
Because she's 16 now, isn't she?
We haven't let her out of the shackles.
This is Lisa Jander. She wrote a book called Dater's Ed, the Instruction Manual for Parents, and she uses a driver's ed sort of scenario that we all remember taking to kind of navigate, because you are navigating this whole big field of dating.
Yes.
And you've been through it. Your teenagers are now young adults, you just told me. So.
Yep, one boy, one girl. Yeah,
How did you come up with the driver's ed analogy?
Oh,
How does that liken to dating?
Yeah, well, great question. My son was 15 at the time, and we were going through the driver's ed course, and we were filling out the logbook, and he looked over my shoulder, and he said, "Mom, I can't wait till I can get my driver's license and I can date." I said, "That has nothing to do with driving. Stop it." So I had to kind of backpedal and think, you know, what do we do for teens for dating? Why don't we have a manual? Why don't we have something that we can give them and help them navigate this whole process?
Well, I plucked out of the whole book. I managed to find 5 bullet points we could try to get to in a short interview, and they're all terms that we, of course, know as drivers. And the first one is speed limit. This is the Dater's Ed road trip as you're taking kids through this journey.
Right.
Start with the speed limit.
The speed limit. When we were in driver's ed, we all learned that the speed limit, if you don't go the speed limit, what happens? It causes accidents. When I coach teens and parents, I talk about that. If you go too fast, what's going to happen? So we really talk about in dating, what is the proper speed limit? And I think kids, you know, with their brain development, they want to go at top speeds. And it's really important to settle them down, take them through it slowly, and make sure that they're safe.
Yes, and pass with care. And we're using the word pass literally when you talk about flirting.
Making a pass.
Making a pass.
Right. Great example there. My daughter was actually in the car with me, and we talked about the solid line that goes down the middle of the road. And why is that there? It's so that you don't pass. Well, what if your line is solid and their line is dotted? They might be raised in a family where that's okay to cross. It's okay to pass. What's going to happen? So we save passing for much more serious relationships, older, healthier, when they're 47 and up.
All right, curves ahead.
Curves ahead.
Somebody throws you a curve.
Great example right now. I'm coaching a couple of teens that are actually, he's actually in a situation where he's got a lot of job requirements, and so he can't really focus on the relationship, and she's wondering why they can't spend more time together. And that's a curve that's going to come up. There are going to be events, things that happen in a relationship, and you have to just recognize that those things are going to happen.
Rest area. Maybe it's time to take a little break.
Yeah, rest area.
Time to pull over to the side.
Right, and my concept with that is that it doesn't have to be a breakup. You know, when you pull into a rest area, it doesn't mean you're divorcing your car and leaving. Right? You want to just go ahead and pull in and take a breather and find out, where is this going? Where am I headed? Am I on the right road? Do I need to refuel? All of those things. So rest area is a really good idea in a relationship. And real quickly,
last, red light.
Red light. Stop. It's not... You just explained it earlier. You know, you don't drift on through it. You stop. You look both ways. If there are things in a relationship that need to stop, communicate that. Make sure that those are stopping. And if they're not, you're kind of in an illegal zone.
Right. And that gets into a whole other area, too, that Lisa talks about in her book about kids when they start getting into relationships, how they treat each other, things that could become bad signs down the road of abusive relationships and things. It's a great read for parents. If you have teens who are approaching the dating years, it's called Dater's Ed, the Instruction Manual for Parents. Lisa Jander is the author. We'll put a link to her on our website, gooddaysacramento.com. Click Show Info at the top of the page. Lisa, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Good luck, parents. Mark, good luck.
Yeah, can't wait to look up and see if there's anything about jumper cables, turbocharging, any of that stuff.
There is.
All right.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Mary Ann. Appreciate it. 8:27 on this Wednesday morning. You know, employers may have a new way to find out if you're a hard worker. And Wednesday morning. Facebook is a place to stay connected with your friends. Now it looks like the site could also be an indicator of what type of work